My name is Daria Wanșa. I'm an architect, and together with George Marinescu, I'm co-founder of Atelier AdHoc, a Bucharest-based architecture practice. We work together in the framework of a dual practice consisting of an architecture studio and an NGO, dealing with the shifting conditions of the city we work and live in. The work of the studio is related to housing production and building industry, working with and within the pre-existing built environment, while the NGO engages with spatial and social vulnerability, focusing on marginalized communities. For us, it is important to record the living environment that a city or a society is producing in order to understand how us as architects can act to improve these conditions and also not reinforce power structures that would lead to more inequality or unsustainable growth.
We use our design knowledge and time in between those two entities, and this redistribution of resources gives us the opportunity as practitioners to bring our work in areas that are generally outside public concern. Our aim is to make our architecture more inclusive and more accessible to people from different backgrounds, like homeless people or people living in extreme poverty. We use Bucharest as a research laboratory, as a learning environment for our project to test different things.
We are interested in developing micro-narrative investigations around our areas of interest. We look at how people facing homelessness or poverty develop networks of extended living situations in order to sustain their everyday existence. These self-formulated reactions to questions of their environment construct a safety perimeter that allows for adaptation and resilience. They describe the city and its infrastructure as means of survival and the body as primary resource. We make spatial interventions as swift actions in reaction to encountered situations. They're instant tests developed with a sense of urgency and responsibility. The series of prototypes that we build consolidate pre-existing networks of survival by responding to basic needs while also remaining adaptable to new situations.
We are in the southern part of Bucharest for our project Substandard Plus. The intervention is developed on the property limit, and it creates a sort of a liminal space that transforms the former fence into a space with multiple uses. In response to the lack of personal storage inside the shelter, we developed a series of 48 storage units that are placed on the limit and can be accessible both from inside and outside, and you can have individual access to personal belongings all day long. We also build an open shed that can be used as a waiting area and socializing, and we also design a small area for exchange and donation in between the neighbors and the residents.
Besides the improvement of living conditions in the shelter, the project uses its condition to change the image of the place, thus contributing to the perception of its residents. It is representative for our interest in making visible marginal situations that remain outside of public concern.